scoreless, and that's not looking good, Kai. I mean, I brought it up right when we kicked off in game number 1. They only scored 6 times yesterday in their series against Redacted. The offense just has not been there. Well, and I would say, honestly, it's the finishing prowess, the finishing up in the opponent's third. That's what they need to work on. Because they have the possession, they'll get opportunities, but then they need to be able to have that attacking presence. There's a little bit of oomph right in front of the net to make footwork. If they don't do that, man, I mean, we might be looking at a perfect sweep.
When Cheese is getting touches like that, I mean, he got the perfect Zen touch. And then
that's just a celebration. I just watched it. I just watched what you're talking about.
He's celebrating. Okay.
That's just a celebration.
I looked over right before, like, I looked over as he was doing it. So, you know, I thought maybe he like pinched his hand or something. Okay, it's not relevant, Bates. What is relevant are M80 calling a tactical timeout, trying to get something going. You say they've got good things going, but they can't finish. And I think that Mech was even trying to switch it up there for most of the game. He was turning off his cam. He was trying to get demos. For most of the game, he wasn't successful, and I don't even think it helped to put foot off their line well enough. At the end of the game, he actually started connecting on demos. That's where you saw those opportunities finally start coalescing. He just couldn't finish at the end, but you need something outside of the last minute going for you for Foot to really feel that pressure.
You do. You have good concepts, good ideas, but then you have to be able to act upon those ideas in order to be successful. Foot, though, I mean, they're playing absolutely class defense. They scored 17 goals yesterday against Lotus 8, and they let Lotus 8 score a lot of goals back. Lotus 8 scored 2 goals in every single game. That series with the game 6. So not necessarily saying that Foot's a world-class defense like an NRG, like a Carbine or so, but I mean, they're playing just well enough against this M80 lack of an attack to be ultimately end up being successful in these first 2 games. You see Nick on your screen right now, coach for M80. I wonder what he's talking about. Probably just saying the same general concepts we're bringing. Be more aggressive, follow each other up, help one another out. We got to be able to put one in the back of the net. Maybe even a special kickoff right here just to switch it up.
Well, Foot are in prime position to put this series under wraps early. Currently in the 4th position for Boston, and they can really start to solidify that position by putting M80 on ice here with a 3-0 lead. But you're not going to do that by missing the ball. You wanted a cheeky little kickoff, and Life gets a cheeky little goal.
And listen, a kickoff can give you life. And that's exactly what happens. They have not been able to score. You got 3 phases of Rocket League. You got offense, you got defense, you got your kickoffs. Your kickoffs are your set pieces. And you're not winning offense and defense at the moment. Let's see if we can win in the kickoff. I believe that's the first kickoff goal of the series. It is the first kickoff goal of the series. And it goes in favor of M80. Now they're up. Let's see what they can do with it.
Coincidentally, also M80's first goal of the series. Cheese swerves his way around Life. Infield pass. Sosa completely stuffed there by Mech.
Frosty plays that well, doesn't commit. Would have been a lot of players right there. They might have got it over-eager. The eyes might have got wide after that. Sosa got that 50-50, but Frosty says no. We'll get more opportunities. Unfortunate shot right there from Life. A little bit lower, a little bit more inside the post, and maybe Nobly can Doomsy dish that, but instead now we got Frosty on the counterattack. Life there to be on the backboard and stop that big foot pressure.
And honestly, props to Noli for stopping that ball and preventing a huge rebound counterattack. That would have been a lot harder for M80 to defend. You're not able to get control of the ball, and Frosty! He was going for these in warm-ups, and he nails this one.
I'm glad you're watching them warm-ups, because sometimes when they're practicing in warm-ups, they got to bust it out on the actual stage. Frosty, beautiful shot. Mech, you didn't expect him to hit that? Did he not? He must not watch the progressive top.
He said, I watched him miss all of them in warm-ups. He don't got this one.
Well, listen. You missed all the shots you don't take. Frosty said I'm taking it again. And that's in your net this time around. Mech, got to be more aware. You got to be more observant. Got to be more cautious, honestly, in that spot right there. Just protect your back line, and you're going to be able to block that out. But Frosty, great credit to him. Beautiful shot. They tied up the game one apiece.
Just when you thought you could build a little bit of momentum, too. Mech and Life sitting on the right side. Noli forced to sit back. He really didn't know when to go, or wasn't sure. He was looking at both Frosty and Cheese there. And I think he just got confused on where to go with both. And this whole play kind of started with Noli's indecision there in the midfield.
You're 100% correct. Noli just has to go. Was waiting to see if Frosty could get a touch, but, I mean, he doesn't need to wait. That might have worked back in 2021, 2022. We're in 2026. He knows that. He just got to go. All these players are way too talented. If they make a mistake, that's good, but you can't hope on them making a mistake. And then ultimately, Mech tried to help him, bail him out. And at that point, it was a little too late. And now, after a kickoff goal, but put M80 up, now they're down in the game.
Yeah, now, the same question remains is, can you actually build something on offense instead of relying on a kickoff goal where you happen to catch foot out of balance? Mech just almost put that right on Frosty's nose. That does kick out to Sosa. Avoids Mech. Fortunately for Sosa, it took him off the ball. Up high again here for Cheese. And, Foot just clinical with how they're moving the ball around M80. M80 constantly having to dive. Noli finally gets boost, but he can't really get possession. Here's a couple of nice consecutive touches off the ceiling. Back to Life. Life got bumped.
What a play. What a play from Sosa. Heads up. No boost. Knows he just has to be in. Run interference. Bora's been doing that a lot for Dignitas the whole entire weekend. And Sosa absolutely stopped that goal opportunity from M80.
Well, despite everything going Foot's way, M80's still in position to tie this game up with 2 minutes remaining. As Noli just keep on screening across. No bumps collected. Nice 50 from Life. Mech, little change up on the speed. Love the hold on the flick there. Unfortunately for him, there were two defenders ready to stop him. Noli will go again from the midfield line. Mech on the other side wants the bump. He's got him! And Noli 50s it into the net.
Ain't that something, man? He scored a goal like this yesterday where they just dribbled the ball. Mech at a 360. It was more class, I would say, but at the end of the day, the result's still the same. Noli just brings it all the way down. 56 right through the net. Tied up 2 apiece. Double diagonal kickoff from M80. Try to get some possession right there. Now they got to contend with Frosty.
Oh, Frosty almost beat all three by himself. Life, the last line of defense, keeps the heart beating on the M80 back line. Noli free touch, and he's just going to boom that one away. Probably not the boomer he was hoping for. Sosa free touch. Mech left all by himself again, and it was left. Everybody came to support. Everyone saw Mech was going to be dead in the water at the top of the box. Able to get another 50 out. It's where things you can start to at least settle the nerves if you're M80. You got the game-tying goal. As Frosty brings it back down, they need to find a way to get their first lead of the series. Mech with another demo. He's been headhunting a lot these last 2 games, but lost the ball a bit. Noli got bumped off the rock. Frosty tried to go underneath. This is looking good for Foot. Cheese, not a ton of boost. Mech also on the wall with nothing. Noli in position to take the ball away. That was looking scary.
It was. The Mech and Life had a miscommunication. Mech popped it over his head and that really set up that little 20-second flurry by Foot. But M80, they took control. They handled it with care, with caution, and they ended up getting out. And now 26 seconds left, and Mech's got full control. Up in the sky, looks for a 50-50. They can bounce off the post. Nobody from M80 there to follow that, though. Noli's on the right side of the goal. Left side of the goal for some reason.
Yeah, Life was playing deep third. Life was playing deep third. I think they're feeling the end of regulation here. Mech, back to Life! Life! Denied off the bar, but Life will not be denied the goal! With 6 seconds left, M80 have found Life.
They sure have. Frosty did his best to try to save it. Cheese tried to get there too, but Life was not going to be denied. 6 seconds left now, Jorby. And M80 looking to steal game 3.
It started with a kickoff. Thought it was about to maybe end with a kickoff. But Life just has to get this ball on the ground. He will push Cheese out, and he will. M80 are alive in the series, take their first game.
Great adjustments by M80. Got the kickoff goal early. That opened it up. It looked like the lid was on the goal right there. They couldn't put anything away. Kickoff started off the game for them. They didn't let 2 goals go in from Foot, but they stayed strong. They stayed together, and then they scored the next 2 right after that. Good offense, and we talked about it. They even had an opportunity where Mech air dribbled by 2. Ball bounced off the post. That could have been a goal-scoring chance for M80, but nobody was there. So the ideas, the concepts, they're starting to click, and now they're acting upon it, finishing up in the right moments. They take game 3, and now we got a series.
Yeah, you think maybe if they're down 1 in that scenario, Life is actually on the right side instead of deep. beyond the midfield line. And it started off exactly how M80 needed it to, with that punt down the field and the huge miss. I believe that was Cheese who had missed that ball, and then gave M80 a little bit of confidence. Still, Foot didn't let that stop them. Frosty with an absolute banger angle on that double tap, and it still wasn't enough, though. M80 were able to respond again, and a great pass, and life finds a way.
Life does always find a way. I will say that. Owning in this game number 4, though, big game for both of these teams. Foot elected not to use a timeout. They're still feeling pretty good, up one in the series. Going up 3-1 here is way different than a 2-2, especially in a series where if you're Foot, you're probably thinking we've been playing better than them the whole time. That's not a place you want to be.
This comes straight down for Mech. The start of the game, it's right into Frosty. Mech last game, and I think we talk about his attempt that wasn't scored, but I think his brightest moments were off ball and creating opportunities and space for Noli and Life, getting those demos, playing Headhunter. That's where they found most of their success, and he wasn't really doing that in game 1. After game 1, he started going for it a little bit more, wasn't successful in game 2, but has found it in game 3. Does it continue? Double commit is not going to put them in a tough spot. It actually put Life in a perfect position to clear that ball.
Sure did, and both teams just kind of filling each other out in this game number 4. Nothing too crazy happening so far. And looking at Noli throughout the series, it's kind of just been filling in the gaps for this M80 team, looking for 50-50s, trying to keep the pace slower. And every whoa! No, Frosty caught him right off the line. And once again, M80, you gotta be aware because these boys are snipers.
And he knew it was coming. Noli knew. And it just flies right by him. There's only so much you can do in that scenario if you're Noli. That ball kicked right out to Frosty. You pre-jump and you pray.
I was just about to say Noli's playing so solid. And then,
I mean, that was not really on him.
I mean, well, it wasn't, but he's got to be a little bit more aware right there. He'll be kicking himself for that. A shot all the way from basically the midfield point when they didn't have that much pressure. That's not something you want to be able to concede. The M80 right here now. They were in this position last game, though, Jorby. Down by 1 goal. Had to end up scoring 2. And let's see if they can do it again.
They did score the opener, but then, yeah, Foot did scream back with 2 more goals. As Mech moves it, and that was, what was it, like a pogo undercarriage, like ski sled? What in the world was that? And we're scoring that! What? This has to be the most ridiculous assist I've ever seen. What was that?
I just cannot believe he's going for pogos in RLCS. And then I can't also believe that it didn't bounce right back to Noli, who then just 50-50s him once again. He did on the ground in game 3, he did it in the air in game 4. He just 50-50, no arrow, I don't need all that. Telling these young guns, listen, y'all can fly up in the sky, twist and turn, twirl and whirl. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna come straight by you.
Well, twirl and whirl, so pogo is when you bounce off the corner of your car and back into the ball.
Yeah, when you bounce off the ground back.
But he had his undercarriage, so would that be the trampoline?
I don't know.
See what I'm saying? Because trampoline's like a lot wider, right? You know what I mean?
I guess it technically would be technically like.
It doesn't sound as cool as pogo.
It looked like he wanted to bounce off the ground though, unless he.
I mean, I'm sure he did. It's not how it worked out. But still, it was a unique angle to go for a pogo.
I see. So a pogo with the undercarriage or trampoline. Yeah. Don't let us know what y'all think about that over in the chat.
1 in chat if you like that. I guess also some freestyler's gonna be like, it's plan B. They're all plan Bs are pogos. Changed my mind. Life.
All right.
We'll push this out. And it's a good start here for M80 for the pressure as the 50 goes out. Mech having to dive through a couple of defenders. He will get some boost for his effort. Noli will run into Frosty. Frosty kind of ran into his own grave, and Mech almost slotted the left side.
Jeez, post-pinch save. And it's actually probably quite good that he got that, because he had no boost after that. If anything less than that, they would have been in trouble. Cheese pre-jumps to save. Oh. Life goes too wide. That's one of the moments where I wasn't on Life's camera, but if he could have gotten out the way, Mech had a wide open net. Unfortunately, he kind of did the work for Foot. Saved the ball got it out of harm's way. And M80 ultimately end up losing out on the scoring opportunity right there.
Sosa forces the 50 out. Noli's actually on the other side. Cheese, great job too. great touches to put. Oh, that was looking a little deadly. Life downfield. Mech is just there. Oh, no, for Mech. He knew it was a little tight, but he's going to want that one back. Still 1-1.
Had no boost. He couldn't get around the ball, but don't worry. They still have all the pressure. Noli, fake jump right there. Frosty uses all his boost for the clear. Has Sosa up to his right. Next laps are all the way into the corner right now. And this M80 squad, they're starting to feel. They're starting to really get into this series, man. They won game 3. They kind of stole it from Foot. In this game number 4, they were down 1. Once again, Nolan with a big dump off the trampoline move by Mech.
Mech?
And now the offense is all M80 at the moment.
Sosa and Frosty will work together to try to get some sort of space. Sosa has no boost. Cheese, almost full tank. Noli waits to size him up, and Cheese will drill right through him. Boost spawns for Life. Boost spawns for Noli, and he's not going to get to the ball. Mech gets out of the way and gets the ball back to Noli. A little bit of pressure there by Foot near the end of regulation. Trying to go up 3-1 in the series. Cheese had Frosty in the area, but there was a lot of defense. Life tried to recover, ends up giving it up. Another demo. Mech is out of the play for a couple seconds. Noli falls down. Mech spawned right there in the middle of the rotation, and Life will put it down. We got OT.
Oh, yeah, bro, Life. I need a better handle right there, man. That's a loss of possession. Had Sosa in a one-on-one, he just gave it away immediately. Gotta be better right there, Foot. We had an overtime in game number 1. Foot scored, I believe, 25 seconds in. Let's see if they can do that again.
Able to survive it. Overtime resets the momentum. Sosa drops it. Frosty with the pressure. Cheese immediately up as well. Mech seeing it coming, had the better angle. Will get the clear and the boost, but what can they do when you get to the 50? Life was playing deep back. He did not have faith that they were going to win that one. Now he loses the 50 to Frosty. And so does his teammate. Cheese, quick shot, no bump, means Mech gets the save and will move quickly. Despite being harassed, he gets another 50. Noli wants to move up on the right side. Has to wait here as a slow-moving ball. Sosa let it drop initially, and that hesitation seems to be a consistent factor for M80, unless they're fully confident they actually have the possession, unless they're going to win it 100%. They don't really seem like they want to go. They do have some possession. Life gets one here. Double tap easily denied.
Noli tried to go for another dunk 50-50. Oh.
Worked once.
He might go for another one right here. No arrow, harassment in the net on Sosa. Life pop shot.
What?
Cheese got a pre-jumped it. I think he tried to block the other shot. He was just in the way.
I think it's a little more than kind of. I mean, maybe a bit fortune favors the bold for Cheese, but still. He jumped way before that angle came around. Frosty's not going to get a chance at the rebound. M80 protecting those rebounds with their life, as Life takes the ball here with no boost. They're surviving, Bates.
They are
and that's
surviving.
about all I think you can say here for M80.
I know. I also talk about Foot as well. M80's had some really great chances. I'm surprised on about 5 seconds ago, Noli didn't drop that down. Mech, good save right there. Noli gets a demo that should dissipate some of this Foot attack. Another demo from Life on Sosa. Cheese is the only one pushed up. Frosty popped to nobody. This should be Life's ball if he wants to go for it. Whoa! Cheese just slams it in net. Life trying to escape. Cheese, he can. Cheese a little bit too slow.
You see a little bit of desperation. Vision's dropping on that last clear from Noli. They were slow to rotate back, Life or Mech. Mech maybe thought Life was going back. Life maybe thought Mech was going back. You can't have those miscues in overtime where you're going to be put on match point. If you can't get it done here, it goes out to nobody, and Foot will take the ball back. Almost half a game of Rocket League, a pinch off the corner. Not going to get much done. Cheese drop down. 50'd out from Life. Corner boost gets stolen, and that was a huge 50 to help Mech get the
Opportunity
rebound.
here. Oh.
He's just gonna score!
What just happened right here? Jordan Noli gets a clean beat. Mech comes through. Sosa does the 180 pivot in net. I don't know if that's what he wanted. I don't know if that's what you need. And Mech just says, don't mind if I do. The whole entire right side is open. M80. 2 games in a row. Series tied up 2 apiece. They're looking great.
And after what was I was uncomfortable watching them play defense up here in the booth. I can only imagine how they were feeling down there. I'm sure when we asked them, yeah, we weren't nervous at all. I'm like, well, you look nervous.
Oh my gosh.
Find a way to get it done thanks to a huge 50 in the midfield from Noli, and it does force a tactical timeout for Foot. So both tactical timeouts used in this playoff matchup here on Championship Sunday. Foot fighting to really solidify themselves